Thank you. How to protect your network from DDoS attacks. So you can't look at the news hardly at all recently without seeing some news article about DDoS attacks, the largest, the longest, the greatest, the biggest, all those sort of things. So there's a few on here. DDoS attacks in the news don't normally make people smile, don't normally make me smile, but there is one on here where the first Waymo DDoS attack occurred by somebody ordering 50 robo-taxis to a dead-end street. So that did make me chuckle slightly when I saw that one. But the more concerning one on here is the 86,000 IoT devices that are being harvested and used for DDoS attacks. These are things like your home router, your light bulbs, even parking meters. So the next time you're parking up and legitimately paying for your parking, that parking meter could be attacking somebody else on the internet whilst you're doing it. So some suggestions for an effective mitigation strategy. We have our good old faithful route to black hole or remotely triggered black hole, however you want to say it. It does the job. It cuts that traffic off. Unfortunately, sledgehammer to crack a nut is the term that's often used for it because it kills off that clean traffic, good traffic as well as the bad traffic. If you're multi-homed, you either need to have it configured with all of your upstreams or you need to make a routing change to send it all through the one network that you have got the RTBH set to. Some networks, like NTT DATA, also offer selective black holing, which makes it a more regional and less sledgehammer to crack a nut and more of a club hammer. If you're British and you know what they are, they're a bit smaller. So they can help you to remove some of the traffic whilst keeping some of the service alive on that attacked IP address. Access control lists. There's nothing better than stopping an attack than not having that attack spectrum open to the internet. So use access control lists to block those ports. If you're not using DNS servers out onto the public internet for your consumers to use, block port 53. If you're not running web servers, block HTTP, block HTTPS, NTP, all those sort of things. If they're not open to be probed, they can't be used as part of an attack. Intelligent mitigation. So this is where you employ a company to route your traffic through them in the worst case scenario where you're being attacked. They will clean it. They will send you the clean traffic. They will bin the dirty traffic. They'll generally do this on a regional or global scale. So keeping all your service alive predominantly whilst the attack's going on. Auto mitigation is usually a function of this, so you can get that mitigation going very quickly. So the customer might notice a little blip, but normal service resumes very quickly. And from something we've seen with auto mitigation is that attackers tend to move on quite quickly. So we have some statistics that I did in a previous one where our attack length is around the 5-minute marker, predominantly because we auto mitigate 99% of our attacks going across our network. Deploying a toolkit, so making sure that your team know what you're doing, know what the tools are, whether you're using RTBH, what ACLs are in place, what ACLs they want to put in place if there's an attack to try and reduce some of that attack spectrum. Which mitigation provider are you using to help you to clean that attack and keep your services up and running? Your team is your greatest asset, and that is true. But your team needs to be trained. They need to be regularly tested on it so that, networks where they get regular attacks, the teams are very proficient at dealing with them. If you're not attacked that often, that's great, but make sure that your teams are practiced and well-versed in it. So things like ensuring you have accessibility to your own network when it's under attack. If you keep all your documents about what to do in an attack on your file server, but you can't get in through the front door, that's not much help to your team when they're trying to fight that fire. Make sure you've all got your phone numbers, your URLs, the important email addresses stored somewhere outside of where it's likely to be attacked. If you self-host your own email server, use one of the readily available free email servers to create a off-network method of communication. Many of you in here probably run your own networks, so if you run your own internet, make sure you've got some out of band. If you need to get on there and configure that RTBH, you can't do it if you can't get into your network. So out-of-band management is really good for doing that. And train your team regularly. So, ask your providers if you have intelligent mitigation capabilities. Ask them to do tests with you to test your team, their knowledge, their speed at responding, and make sure that, that it's all going to work when it's under duress. There's nothing worse than trying to reset a password when the fire in the building is burning down. And if you still need some help, NTT can be there in the background to help you. We have a wide variety of DDoS protection services, from access control lists all the way through to auto mitigation and service provider models for many of the companies here today. And if you are a customer of ours, you also get the regional or selective black holing, as well as the regular black holing as well, as part of the service that you can use for free. And all of the BGP communities for those are available on our website. So hopefully I'm still within my 5 minutes. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.